All right, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gents. Back with some Monster Hunter Wilds. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips and small little guide on how to defeat Omega Planetus, the ultra difficult boss that has just been introduced in this new Final Fantasy collaboration. I know a lot of people have been having a tough time tackling it, especially with randoms or even with support hunters, and definitely very rare occasions that people are soloing it. But in this video, we are going to go over some things that can help you with the fight and make the fight a little more simpler, so that you know what to look for and what to do in certain scenarios, so that you can finally get those wins, those nodules, those 2.0 Omega materials that you need to craft all the armor and all the gear, so that you can finally take a break from, all the pain and suffering that this monster has been giving out everyone, including myself. There's been a lot of tough things to get over, especially because the first time I defeated the normal one was solo, like no support hunters and nothing, just myself, and trying to figure out what to do versus the monster. So that was just a nice tall task that I got to overcome eventually. So, but let's go over some things. Let's first go over the items I recommend carrying. So it's a long fight. Savage Run has a 35-minute runtime. That is plenty of time, even though it may not seem like it based on, all the mechanics and damage and everything you're just going to be dealing with. But so I'll just go to the item pouch. So I started using Pictomancy, equipping that. It's free damage. You don't have to equip it, but it is free damage. Solo the Pictomaster. You should have got it when the expansion dropped, so you can equip that in your item bar, and you can just have that sit there instead of putting it in the radio menu. You can put other more important stuff in the radio menu. But Solo Pictomancer does give you free damage in times where you can't really damage the monster. Sometimes when you're dodging AoE attacks, or if it's using the Delta Wave and you can't really attack it safely, Pictomancy can give you just some free damage, and it helps with the DPS check once you have 2 charges for the Pictomancy, and you get that nice level 3 beam to just lay on to the Nerscylla. So that's a recommendation that I would, mention, but it's not mandatory. You don't need lore pods. Catalyst, bring some catalysts with you, max them out. Catalyst will help you create more max potions, so you can get so you can restore heals faster. Just in case you take a big hit, you can restore health real faster. And Catalyst plus Mandragora makes max potions. So on your way through different phases, you can go to the crafting list and create more max potions if you need to restock on them. So I recommend that. Some honey with your regular potions will make more mega potions, so I recommend bringing a stock of honey with 10 regular potions so you can make more mega potions. If you need to, if you're taking a lot of hits, which you might, if you don't have a strong pre-made team. Well, we're doing this with support hunters, so you're probably going to take some big hits during the fight. It's okay. It happens. So just bring extra heals with you so that you'll be fine by the time you get to the last phase. I like to have Armor Charm and Power Charm with me. I have to find out if the Talon is available yet. I don't think it is. It might be available in Master Rank. But I'll see if there is an item I can combine to make the upgraded version of these two. But I like to have these two, more offense and defense, in my item slot. So that'll be a fix. Small, very small fix, but the small, increase in defense and offense is always good. Dust of Life, it's extra heals. It's better than Life Powder. Seems like Life Powder's been like nerfed pretty badly in Wilds. Life Powder used to be like very good. It was almost, like a Mega Potion almost. Extra Mega Potion, but it helped the whole team. But it's kind of been, I don't know, just nerfed into the ground. So unless you used what was that, Recovery Up in combination with Life Powders. Life Powder by itself isn't, really that good. So Dust of Life is better. It gives you more heals just in case you need, an emergency heal, for you. If you don't want to waste, your Mega Potions, just use Dust of Life real quick, get yourself back in the fight. Mega Armor Skin and Mega Demon Drugs. You'll probably only need one for the fight, for the entire duration of the fight. But, just bring stacks of them just in case you need them. Might Seed is good. It stacks with Mega Demon Drug, so you can get extra DPS. It lasts not nearly as long as Mega Demon Drug, but you can take one in between phases just to keep your attack up, have that extra attack for you. Wild Jerky is definitely useful because it heals recoverable damage. So for the mustard bombs, when that fire is all over the ground, you'll be able to recover all that red health just in case you were cooking up in that fire too long and you got a whole long red bar. Wild Jerky, you pop one of these, all that recoverable health is healed instantly. So that saves you on any Mega Potions that you might want to use. And yeah, you can save on materials just with some Wild Jerky. This was definitely useful in the Electrion fight in Monster Hunter World. So I think people who fought the Electrion would basically use that same tactic in the Mega fight if they're cooking up in the fire for too long. And if you have to run through the fire just to evade the delta beam, you cook up a little bit. Wild Jerky get you back in the fight, recover all your health without wasting any potions. You can bring hot drinks. You should bring hot drinks just in case, but you can also use level 1 adaptability. That will help, so you won't have to worry about drinking another hot drink while you're fighting for your life essentially. So if you have adaptability, if you have room to add adaptability, do that. But if you don't, bring hot drinks full stock. You might have to drink 2 for the duration of the fight. So just be prepared to that. But adaptability probably would be better to have just one level, and you won't have to worry about drinking hot drinks. You can basically focus on the fight more instead of, oh my god, my stamina is low because I don't have hot drinks. Nullberry is good since Omega does have Fire Blight. So if you do get hit by the flame carpet that it drops, yeah, a Nullberry, get the Fire Blight off you. If you want, you can always just roll. You can always just dodge, roll, stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire. basically, just if you want to do that as well. Don't really need herbal medicine. Rations, definitely bring your rations because you will lose stamina at some point during the fight. Well done steak just in case you forget to eat because it's just been that long. So I like to keep these on me in any fight. Ancient potion, just another emergency heal. Probably use this just in case, just to keep your max potions on you. It's like another emergency heal, basically, just to have it on you just in case. Obviously, your max potions readily available, so that you can take a big hit, you can just get right back in the fight. And obviously, as we mentioned, Catalyst and Mandragora, combine those, you get more max potions. So you have plenty of max potions and mega potions with this item layout. Lore pods is just to gain threat if you want to have threat on you. If you're gonna be, well, we're doing it with support hunters, so you shouldn't be you shouldn't be gaining most of the threat. You should let the support hunter get the threat if you can. There will be times where you'll gain threat, but the support hunter that gets the threat can get the threat back. So, luring pod is probably more for multiplayer. If you play multiplayer, shoot a luring pod at it and maintain threat, and yeah, you just do that. So that's it for the items. So I guess we'll go over potential build you can bring into the fight. So this is the build that I am using for the Omega fight. Just basically high crit build, crit boost, more attack. Since the rear legs, I'm using slashing weapons. Slashing weapons are best on the rear legs, so you should always focus your attention on the rear legs whenever possible if you're using a slashing weapon. Blunt and range weapons are for the head and the front legs. Actually, I think blunt is level 4 on the head. Let's just double check. Monster Field Guide, large monsters. Omega, let's go to the chart. Head. Yeah, 3 stars for each damage type. And the 4 legs, yeah, the 4 legs, blunt and range, 4 stars. So that's where they should focus at. And if you're slashing weapons, you should use the slashing weapons are rear legs, obviously. So that's where you want to focus on. This chart will basically provide you where you should focus your attacks at on the monster. But since we're doing with support hunters, you should have as much damage output as possible. This layout will help you do that. And just go for the equipment. For my dual blades layout, I have radar head, chest, laggy arms, Dunna coil, and laggy legs. This allows me to get 100% crit most of the time, and with full crit boost, I get maximum damage output on my crits. And with high thunder element, I have the weakness advantage on Omega as well. My charm is just a high attack with a level 1 weapon slot, which I just added attack to that. And fortunately, I have adaptability and blight resistance to that. So that would help me with fire blight and not having to constantly drink hot drinks, because I have level 1 adaptability, and that helps negate environmental effects. So if you want to do that, if you want to bring adaptability into the fight, definitely helps. And blight resistance, 1 level You know, that's just kind of fixed into the charm, but it does help out in the fight. Just get rid of that, you know, nasty fire blight, which can cart you under the right circumstances. So if you can get rid of it sooner the better. Oh yeah, I should also mention customizing your radio menu. Have the important items set up so you can, you know, save on time if you haven't already. Just have these things set up so you can basically just use your item bar. You can just leave a specific thing on your item bar, basically Pictomancy. You just leave that set in your item bar so you don't have to keep scrolling back and forth for items, and you have your radio menu set up for all your essential goodies that you need. So just another tidbit, just in case you haven't done that. It's definitely important in the fight. It'll definitely help you save on time and not have to scramble looking for items. All right, so we're just gonna jump into the second phase of one of my better completion runs. So as you can see here, we'll focus on the rear legs because I'm using a slashing weapon, and that gives the best damage at the rear legs. It's in Pantocrator mode, so our objective here is to knock it out of Pantocrator mode because this is the most dangerous mode. That's when it spams the MRV missiles that can definitely just cart you instantly. So getting out of this mode is very important. When it casts the fist, just stay at a leg and just pour on the damage. It'll slowly creep to you, but your attack strings should be able to knock out the fist. It only takes one tap to get the fist to disappear. So don't panic, don't sheath your weapon, just keep attacking and let the, you know, weapon just hit the fist while you're attacking, and it'll go away. If you get a mustard bomb placed on you, just try to run along the wall to keep the area open, because if you put it in the middle of an area, then that kind of cuts off, you know, the room you have to operate. So that's what you do with mustard bombs. If you see a wound when the monster is trying to cast a mustard bomb, just exploit the wound and you can flinch it out of the mustard bomb. Also, if you see a shield when the mustard bomb is being cast, go under the shield and you can get rid of the mustard bomb so the fire won't be on the ground. But the mustard bomb has to hit on the shield at the point of attack. If it lands outside the shield, the mustard bomb will destroy the shield and the fire will be there. So you basically get, you know, two bad situations at that point. So usually if you attack the legs enough, if you do enough damage, it'll do that flame attack, basically like a get away from me attack. So just be mindful of that and don't get caught up just you know, mindlessly attacking, because this boss is like a MMO boss. You do have to be mindful of AoE attacks that can cause heavy damage. So, you know, most Monster Hunter monsters, you can just keep your attacks going and, you know, occasionally pause just to see what it's going to do, but basically still keep attacking. That doesn't work with this boss. You have to be mindful of everything it's doing so that you're able to dodge its attacks and not get punished, because this monster punishes a lot, especially if you mindlessly attack. But if you just saw, we did a focus strike on the head because it casts a laser. If you see a laser cast at the head, use focus mode to check for a wound, and use focus strike to hit the wound, and you'll get a shield. So that's how that works. As you see, the fists are being cast, so we're just constantly attacking, and we cause enough tap. Yeah, we cause enough damage for it to use the flame carpet to tell us get it off of it. So yeah, so when you see the front lasers at the head, check for a wound so you can get a shield generated, because that'll help, especially in Panzercrater mode where it spams a lot of projectiles. It'll keep you safe for a duration. I think it has like about 6 or 7 hit duration, so it doesn't last forever, but it can shield you and give you a lot of chances to pile up a lot of damage at the head if you're in a situation where you can't attack anywhere else but the head. So that's where the shield can become very useful, on top of blocking the delta wave, just in case you need that as well. But as you can see, we're just basically mainly focusing on the rear legs. Wherever we do the most damage, that's where you focus at. That's basically what you're going to be doing. We have Alessa on our support hunter team because she is an expert at grabbing threat. So once somebody has threat, you can wail on the monster because the focus is basically on that person. So a lot of attacks that would target the team is mostly going to go to that person holding threat. And Les is great because sometimes she'll guard clash with the Omega, which will give you more reasons or more opportunity to attack rather. So yeah, Alessa is great for this fight. And as you can see now, we reached the damage threshold, so here comes the Nerscylla, and I believe I have, looks like the Suicide Mantle or the Rocksteady Mantle. Usually when you cast that AoE attack, the sides of the monster are the safest spot. And as you see, the Morbo are here. So when you see the Morbo cast that red AoE clear out until it goes away, that's going to stun the monster. So you can just wail on it and get all the damage off on 2-1. They'll keep walking over and doing this for the duration. And also, if you find any Cactuar, hit those, and those 1,000 needles will just keep adding damage onto the monster. So you have a lot of tools here for the DPS check. You just have to make sure you keep looking out for them, and be aware of those damaging AoE attacks. Nerscylla will spam them, and if you don't do enough damage, it'll start playing keep away and web swinging around. So what I do is I'll have the lightning weapons for Omega, and I bring in the fire weapons for Nerscylla. And when Omega basically goes away, basically switch weapons and get to your fire. So after the Delta Wave, that big rock clunk, you just pull that down and you get instant 3k damage right there. So don't forget to do that. That's free damage and a knockdown or brief knockdown that you get on the monster that can help you phase it sooner. So make sure you capitalize on every opportunity that you can get. There's not going to be many, so you have to make sure you make everything counts. So we got the shield from Nerscylla that lasts much longer than the shield that you get from Omega. So you can utilize that during this phase after the Delta Wave. That spinning laser attack, it's hard to tell which direction it's going to go. I haven't found the tail yet to find out which way it's going. But I would just recommend staying in the middle of the monster and then find out which way it spins, dodge, and then get to the opposite side because it's going to spin again and do damage the other way. So luckily we got dual blades and we can just dodge it. So one of the privileges there, but it's not free. You have to know the, you know, time that it's going to land. So lasers right there, just saw that you just find the gaps and dodge that. Or if you're in a position, if you see the lasers, just try to micro walk to, you know, a place that they're not there. And you see the Delta Wave. Don't be afraid to go through the fire if you have to during the Delta Wave stage. It does, you know, chip damage. So don't be afraid to do that if you have to. And as you saw, I used a wild jerky and recovered all my recoverable damage. So that's why I wasn't too worried about going through the fire there. And damaging the rare lace got us reward. We got a knockdown. We can attack that targeting system on his head. I forget what that gives you if you break it. Also, part breaker would be great for this fight, so consider that as well. It's not mandatory, but you can use it as, you know, as a resource. When you break the monster's leg, you'll see a part on the ground. Make sure you grab that because that gives you a shield generator. So here you can use the shield generator at any point. You can cast it whenever you want. So say the Panther Crater mode, you see that being cast and it's just spamming all the missiles. You can just use that to basically be safe from all the missiles. So I don't think I use it here too much. But you see it's going back into Panther Crater mode, so gotta attack the legs to knock it out and make sure that it gets out of that dangerous mode. So right now it's hovering. It's gonna keep targeting you with MRV missiles, so just be mindful of that. That's like a time where you can start casting Pictomancy and whatnot. So see the ice, I got caught there, you know. I was trying to get out, but I messed up. Luckily I got out and somebody flinched it before it got that mustard bomb off. So that's what I meant by you can flinch the monster out of the mustard bomb if you see it being cast. So if you see a wound or if somebody, you know, gets a big attack, you can flinch it out of mustard bombs. You can flinch it out of a lot of things, not just the mustard bombs. So just be mindful of that. Main thing is just surviving, just making sure you don't mindlessly attack. Make sure that you're being cognizant of the attacks that's coming. And then once you dodge all that, you just go back to attacking your sweet spot. So here in Panther Crater mode, it'll go on a tantrum as well to give you an opportunity to damage the legs. So just basically want to dodge all of the, you know, stomping and tantrum nonsense, because that does do a lot of damage if you're in the way. So just make sure that you keep your distance when it does the tantrum. Sometimes it will just hop to you during the tantrum. So just be mindful. Don't go to sleep when you see that. And I just got unlucky here. There was a ledge It was a ledge right there. I was trying to get out the way, and unfortunately, I got carded. So it happens, you know. Environment, ledges is the most dangerous thing in the game. So I just got caught right there, unfortunately. And also, you can mount the monster. So if you want to do that as well, you can mount the monster. Just make sure you do the focus attack on the head so you can get a free shield. So that can be crucial even in the last phase of this fight. So it gets you a free shield if you didn't get the part from the free generator, the shield generator that'll drop. So basically, we're just taking our time on this last phase since we have plenty of time, as you can see. There's basically no rush. So just take your time, dodge, and survive. As you can see, the next tantrum. Now, it'll cast that flame carpet. Both vertical and horizontal. So your safe spot is at the legs if you can get there. So just be mindful of that when you're seeing it go into the tantrum. And you have a lot of rocks on the ceiling you can pull down while it goes into that tantrum. Or, you know, just during the fight, sometimes it'll just micro walk to under those rocks. So don't so much try to guide it there. It'll go there on its own. So just let it, you know, put itself in danger. And then when you see it under there, just pull them down, get the free damage. So MRE missiles. Laser just came out of nowhere. Basically trying to get it out of Panzer Creator mode still. And luckily Alyssa has threat, so we were able to cast a beam, get free damage. That's more than us just attacking it with our weapon. Going back to the tantrum. Spread AoE. Does it again. And apparently somebody flinched it out of it, which maybe is a little helpful, but we just missed our opportunity to get a free focus strike on the leg, which probably would have knocked it out of the Panzer Creator mode. But I just made one, so I'm trying to get that wound in the meantime. Alright, so we got the wound, so we're gonna try to make another one, which is probably gonna come soon. So I use a shield generator here just to stack up damage while it's in Panzer Creator mode, since I don't have a good vantage point at this point. See the ice. You can stay in the shield with the ice as well, since it's a projectile. And more Delta Wave. So I just decided to attack here, but I didn't expect my support hunter to circle to me, so I got hit. Usually doesn't take this long to get it out of Panzer Creator mode if you're in a good position, but Monster Hunter, everything is situational, so you won't really be in the same position all the time. So in here trying to get the focus strike on the leg. Mustard bomb. Gotta get out of there because I couldn't chance getting hit by that, and the targeting system is basically in the fire, so just give up on that. attack the back legs. You can see on the small map we do have the skull, so we're almost there. Alright, we just knocked it out of Pantocrator mode, and we got a shield. Sometimes when it deploys the little bots, just look for the glowing bot. That's the one that'll proc the shield for you. So be on the lookout for that. I know it's a lot there, but it'll definitely save you a lot of headaches. If you see it, just take it out. If you don't see it, don't worry yourself over it. But it is there occasionally. It's not there all the time, but it is there. Just look for the glowing bot. Be aware of that charge attack. Once you see the teeth come down and the engine start revving up, it's going for a charge. So clear out. Basically, if you're at any of the legs or any part of the body, the charge attack will hit you. So see, Alessa, she got the guard clash on that, stopped him in his tracks, so we can keep getting attacks on. As you can see, I'm doing my best to just stay at the rear legs, just to stay where my attacks are most effective. And we're just clearing out for MRV missiles. Alright, let's target somebody else, so we'll just use some Pictomancy. Get more damage while it's just sitting there in the air. Get the focus strike because it was just made. Get all that damage out of fire so we don't get cooked. Here's going to keep spamming lasers all around. So basically, you just want to stay at the angle of the foot. Now, when it shoots one spread laser, don't just stay in the same place, because it will micro walk and adjust to see if it can get you at a different angle. So make sure you adjust once you get your attacks in, and just stop attacking briefly when it micro walks, and then see where it's positioned, and then start attacking again. As you can see, it drove under a pillar, but I didn't go for it. I just decided to get the attacks off, and we focus strike, we get a shield. We can sit here for a minute, and because we're safe from all projectiles at that point, but we're not safe from physical attacks. So the stomp, the charge, the hop, stuff like that can still get through the shield. But usually once you have the shield, it'll do a lot of projectiles. So just be mindful of that tidbit. And Omega Planetus is done. You know, it was a long, grueling fight. Did it 27 minutes, under 30 minutes. Not too bad. Got our materials. So, yeah. I hope this guide helps you in your Omega Planetus adventures. And I hope you get many victories. And thank you for watching. Peace.